Hello my lovelies, in this video I have another project with the Thompson's Craft Supplies Mixed Media Kit, and this one is a scrapbook process, and I am scrapping a photo of my late granddad. I have no idea how old that picture is, but as you can tell it's quite a vintagey one. But in keeping with the January kit's theme, this is a sort of steampunky, grungy kind of layout. It is very, very heavy on the mixed media, as well I am using the mixed media kit, so that would make sense. So that paper I am using is from Seven Gypsies. I'm actually going on with the B side of this paper. It had like painted wooden pallets on the other side, that was like the main part that you could fussy cut out and use, and I actually decided to use this side with the sort of the wall effect and the keyhole and the knocker and all that script going on, just because I really liked it, to be honest. Now I did put a layer of clear gesso on it. It is a really good quality paper, like really thick and sturdy, but just to be extra sure, knowing I was going to be putting a lot of stuff on there, just put that layer of clear gesso on. And also it was a really glossy paper, which usually is a good thing, but because I was using that sort of wall pattern or side of the paper, whatever you want to call it, walls don't tend to be glossy, stone walls like that, so that's another reason for putting the clear gesso on, is just to sort of matte it down. So those paints I'm using are from the kit. There's the seafoam, the brown, which I've forgotten the name of, the blue one, also forgotten the name of. There's basically a light green and a blue and a brown and a gold. I put another layer of just white gesso on there, just I don't really know why I did, actually. There was a reason, I'm sure. And then put a mix of the seafoam and the brown on there. And now I am putting some modelling paste, some really thick modelling paste on the top there. I'm sorry if I'm a bit breathless, by the way. I'm still getting over the flu, so I'm a bit sort of pathetic, but I will try my best for the voiceover not to sound too gross for you guys. So next, another sort of paint mix. I was sort of experimenting with all this. A lot of this does get covered up. When I do these things, I am experimenting a lot of the time. So anyway, I mean, that came out way greener than I wanted it to. I wanted it to be more blue, and with the modelling paste and that sort of khaki colour at the moment, it looks like I'm creating army camouflage, but it works eventually, you will see. That spray there is the Heidi Swap Colour Shine in Patina, which is another theme of the January kit, so I'm just spraying a bit of that on there. And yeah, just going in and out with different colours, different things. I'm trying to use more blue there and mixing that in, and it was, yeah, as I keep saying, it was experimenting time. More spray, just there's lots of layers, lots of thick acrylic, all sorts of things going on this layout, really. So yes, drying that up. I think I gave up on drying it completely with the heat tool and let it sit for a couple of hours after that, because it was so thick that, yeah. So those are the distress stain little dabber things. I don't know what you want to call them, but I love them. And I think they might be being discontinued because I'm having such trouble finding any more. I love the 3 I've got, but I'm having trouble finding any more. Like, I've seen some, the prices haven't been great. So are they being discontinued? Someone in the know, let me know about that. So just dabbing the tumbled glass and the emerald something, I think the name is, just around the edges. I love them so much. Why are they being possibly discontinued? Sad face. Anyway, that piece of paper there is from a cut apart sheet that was also in the kit that I've completely forgotten the name of. And I just ripped it in half, and I'm distressing up the edges with my Dovecraft distressing tool, and then going over the edges again with some more distress stain just to give them a bit more colour. That little scrap of ribbon there, also from the kit, so those are going on there in that sort of corner sort of pattern thing going on there. I'm losing my words, I'm sorry. Oh, I still feel a bit crap, to be honest, a little bit tired. So to stick those on, I'm using the 3D gloss gel from Prima. I'm just, as I said when I did my art journal piece, I love this stuff so much. Although, am I using the gloss or the matte there? I may have bought the matte as well. I went a bit nuts on buying some mixed media stuff. I do get carried away sometimes. I'm either using the gloss or the matte. I really can't remember. But that's how I am sticking those on, because that stuff just sticks anything to anything. I haven't completely experimented with this theory. Like, I haven't stuck anything very heavy to, like, a car or something, but you know, it might if used enough, I don't know. Anyways, yes, putting that little ribbon on there, and then what's next? More distress stain. I got a little bit carried away with the distress stain on this layout, but you know what, I don't use it that much because It's the only 3 I got and I'm hoarding them a bit. But anyway, so that I am putting on there. Now this was a little bit of an error, but never mind. That is Ranger texture crackle paste, and I completely misread the label that this was opaque and not clear. So for some reason in my head I thought it was going to dry clear, even though it says opaque in big letters on the thing. So I don't know what went on there. So once it was dry, I realised, and it was white everywhere. So I went over with some more of the patina spray. The black is not actually a black, it's a Mr. Huey's in Canyon. It's a very, very dark grey, as you see, more distress stain, and I just kind of put stuff over the top. I do keep a bit of the white because it looks nice and sort of, you know, mixed media-ish, but I had to go over with a lot of different colours to try and get rid of the white because I'm an idiot and don't read labels. And the last spray I was using there was some Acaldo copper ink, just mixed with water and put in a spray bottle, and you can see the effect there. But with the mix of the colours and the white, you can see the crackle quite well, I think, so I'm not too upset about it. That paper there, you may have just seen the paper pad really briefly, is just from a cheap paper pad from Poundland called Vintage Notes or something, but I thought the colour was working quite well. I did distress it a lot around the edges and then went over the edges as well with some gold paint, I think is what I do. Oh no, first, right, all those little bits I'm playing with there, all fussy cut from various papers from the kit. So those 2 that I'm going to end up putting underneath the picture are from a paper that wasn't necessarily one you should fussy cut, but I decided to, and the rest of them are from like a fussy cutting piece. If you've seen the whole video, you'll know exactly what I mean. If you haven't, I'm just talking utter nonsense, which I do a lot as it happens. But yes, I used some of the gold acrylic paint and just sponged it onto the edges of the photo where I distressed it, just to get rid of, you know, when you rip it and you just see those bits of white, just to cover up those bits. And then I also went with the gold paint over on some more of the white bits of the crackle paste. Whoops! That's sort of, I don't know what to call it. The thing I'm going to use for the title anyway is also from one of the cut aparts. The same one as those little cogs that I'm just putting some gold paint on as well. Now in the kit we did get some gorgeous, gorgeous Prima flowers, but I decided they were a bit too pretty for this layout. So I'm going to use them with another layout. And those ones I'm just using there are just from the range, just these cheapy ones, because they're a slightly more darker masculine colour, so I decided to go with those. That little thing I'm cutting out there is again from the kit. It was the sort of the rice paper decoupage sheet, and I just wanted to stick on one of those because I hadn't used one yet, really. That was my reasoning. I wanted to give it a go, so I'm sticking that on with some more of the 3D gloss gel or matte gel, I can't remember, but one of them. Yeah, so that's going on there. And then I also, on top of that, at some point, Grace, oh no, I'm just sort of using my bone scoring tool to sort of flatten it down. Oh, there we go. So there's some Ranger Crackle accents, which I'm putting on top of this. You have to squeeze that bottle really, really hard. What am I missing, guys? Is there something to do so you don't have to squeeze it so darn hard? It's really hard work. Anyway, I just put some of that on and painted over it. It's just a thin layer, just have a subtle crackle. Oh, I like that. Subtle crackle. Say it with me. Subtle crackle. It's nice in the mouth. Anyway, moving very swiftly on, putting down those little cogs. Again, this is definitely with the 3D gloss gel because I wouldn't have gone over the top of them with the matte because obviously they're paper and you put the gloss gel on top of them and it makes them look nice and glossy, which is what you want. Those alphas, those are Tim Holtz something or other alphas. I forget the name. They come in gold and silver, and it's either black with a gold edge or white with the gold edge, and then the same with the silver. Now I did apparently forget how long the word Grandad is. I don't know how I managed that, and I didn't want to lift all the alphas back off and move them to the middle, so I just decided to put another fussy cut little cog gear thing on there just to take up the space so it didn't look so ridiculous. And I kind of like the way that one looks. That I put on with a mix of double-sided tape and 3D gloss gel, and I did the same with the picture and the cogs behind it as well. A mix of double-sided tape and the gloss gel just to make sure it's really, really, really stuck right on there. So flowers next, I think. Yes, maybe. No, I'm just pressing down on there. Ooh. Right, these little metal embellishments, some of them are from the kit. If you can see that little black pot on the right there, all of those ones are from the kit. These little corner things that I'm putting on the edge of the picture. There is a word for them and I can't think what it is, but I bought a load of metal embellishments from eBay, just like a random assortment of 50. I paid about £4 for them. If I can find a link, I will link them, because I got a great little mix of things, and even though there was plenty in the kit, I wanted more, because I always want more of things. So yes, if you're getting into mixed media, then that's a good thing to sort of just invest in. I will link it, as I said, if I can find it. But yeah, so those went on the corners there. Obviously, the glue or the gloss gel dries clear. There's not going to be a big white splodge later on. And yeah, I'm adding the little cogs and stuff just because they're kind of cute, and they go with the sort of the paper little cogs and gears that I've put on there, just to add lots of layers and dimension and stuff like that. And now I am playing with some micro beads. Fun, fun, fun. So again, just dabbing a load of gloss gel where I want them and pouring the micro beads over the top there. That little thing I'm using, I cannot link it. I cannot tell you how to get one. Basically, my little brother is on a very unusual medication that involves kind of scooping out little tiny beady kind of things, and that scoop comes with every pot of this medication that he gets, so I use it for little things like this, and it's super handy. But as I said, I can't link something like that because it comes with a medication. But yeah, I just pour the micro beads on top of where I've put the gel, and they just dry on there pretty much. That's all there is to it. The ones I'm using at the moment are called Grass. They're Prima ones. And yeah, they're called, the colour is Grass. I'm sure it is. That didn't come with the kit, by the way. I got that, I think, maybe from Amazon, I don't remember. Now I'm pouring little copper ones because it kind of helps it look kind of rusty on some of the cogs and in other places. Those copper ones were an add-on with the kit. You did get a small amount with the kit itself in little jars, but I bought a whole pot because I really like micro beads. And those bigger beads are also from Prima, I think, and I can't think of... They're like mini beads. They're not micro, they're mini beads. So those are just going on around the flowers and at the edge of the photo there, just for lots of different textures and layers and all that kind of thing. Then I am spraying some copper ink on the little flowers, and I forgot to cover up my photo, so I'm just wiping some of the ink off with my sleeve. Don't do that at home. Be good and use a proper wipe. I didn't really like... It's my messy hoodie, I don't really mind. But anyway, and then that was it really. So it's got lots of different elements to it, but I really like the effect. Mixed media is my new favourite thing, basically. So yes, I hope maybe you got a couple of good tips and whatnot, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I have forgotten to check if there are any kits left at Thompson's Craft Supplies. If there are, I will link them, but the next kit will be out on February the 1st, so look out for that one as well. Okay, time for me to go. Thank you again. Bye bye.